Yeah.
What's poppin', T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I am here with a brand new Spill the Tea video. Well, yesterday, Kandi Burrus from the Real Housewives of Atlanta and the group Xscape, amongst many other things, sat down with a lot of different YouTubers and were interviewed. She talked about, the show, her other endeavors that she has going on, and she sat down with a gentleman named Aaron from the YouTube channel House of Aaron. And I got to give it to the young brother. He asks all the good questions, child. The questions that are outside of the box. The questions that I would have asked. The first thing he asked Kandi that I was really interested in is her thoughts on Martell and Sheree. Get into this bit of tea, y'all.
Okay, who do you like better for Sheree, Tyrone or Martell Holt?
Ooh. I would definitely have to say Martell. I don't know Martell. I don't know Tyrone either, let me be clear. But I guess I would have to say Martell just because Tyrone is just not it.
Now, you spilled a little bit of tea and basically said that Martell was up there at the Blaze trying to get the pictures for the, blogs and whatnot. Is that not scary? Like, did you warn Sheree about that before you went onto the radio, Kandi?
Well, first of all, I wasn't trying to talk about it on the radio at all.
It just kind of
I was sitting up there with Shamia, and she just out of the blue asked me my opinion on the situation, and I'm not really one to just lie or fake some thoughts. Like, I couldn't help it. Like, I just answered honestly, and it, obviously, they weren't too happy about my answer. But from my understanding, what I've been told is he wasn't the one who came up with the idea for him and, my friend's cousin to, do this, for the pictures. It was his team.
The same difference.
And I'm just telling you, it wasn't him. He unknowingly was put in that situation.
And now he's in the park with your friend being caught by
with paparazzi.
Like Sheree
in a random park
in Sandy Springs. Like, what paparazzi is in Sandy Springs?
I was wondering the same thing, but I wasn't gonna say anything. You said it, not me. I was like, this is giving the same energy because it's like how we just gonna be at a random park and the paparazzi's there. Like, who are they following you guys around? Like, how did they know you would be there?
Quick phone call. I mean, basically, to me, it's the same person. She said Tyrone was calling the paparazzi. It's the same thing, a repeating pattern. Anyways. Okay.
I told y'all that this whole thing with Sheree and Martell is a publicity stunt, a storyline for both of them for their upcoming shows. This is basically a contract for hire. Even Kandi looking like, girl, please, child. Paparazzi, TMZ just popping up on y'all all willy-nilly. Neither one of y'all are that goddamn important, especially not no goddamn Martell. Even she called bullshit on this stupid ass concocted relationship of two bodybuilders coming together to help secure the bag, child. They need to be trying to secure a protein shake deal together, a set of weights together. She already got She by Sheree, the athletic gear that is overly priced. Maybe they come up with a men's clothing line that actually fits men who have, big muscles. Because, all of Martell's clothes look like breakaway suits because they be too goddamn tight. And like he can't fucking breathe. But, nobody listens to me. Nobody takes my suggestions on anything. Aaron also asked Kandi about her relationship with her former executive producer, boss or whatever, from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Carlos King. If you listen to Carlos' podcast, he mentions all the girls' names a lot. I haven't, frankly, heard him say anything negative about Kandi like everybody else is saying that he's always coming for her or anything like that. I don't recall that. I have heard him go in on other people way more than Kandi, but you could tell that there is some tension there, and Kandi cleared up everything on where she and Carlos stand here today, and whether or not Carlos was the one that told Phaedra about Kandi allegedly wanting to take Portia into the dungeon. Child, get into the tea.
I did not bring this up, okay? Because I
Now,
have
you're
been
the
following
first
this
person to
story.
ask me this today. Okay. What about
Perfect.
him?
Okay, so Carlos, former executive producer of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, he's been doing the
Uh-huh.
podcast and talking, and whenever he criticizes the show, he brings you up. A lot of the
Which I don't
fans,
understand. Go
well,
ahead.
a lot of the
Finish your thought.
fans, they go to Twitter and they're like, "Oh my God, Carlos is coming for Kandi." So it's been like this whole thing on social media, and people think that you and Carlos King have a beef, including me, because then you went on to the speak on it, and somebody asked you about Carlos, and you were like, "We're not cool," and it wasn't like it's like no beef or nothing. It's like something had happened. So my question
Right.
is, what had happened?
Oh my gosh.
Do we have time? Because this is like
Another
the
person
burning
that I
question.
think he's another person that I think, when they say I've tried to help people, then it comes back to bite me in the ass. Okay, so first of all, the main reason, my main issue with Carlos is he is the one who stole my group's life story and sold it to TV1. And for that, I just can't get past it. He had been working with us that entire season on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That last year he was with us. Him and Todd had already had some like little issues, business issues, because they were doing a production company together. So they already had some things they had dealt with personally. But we was trying to move past that and still work together on the show because he was executive producing. What season was that? 9 or whatever.
Yes.
And he was his last year. Okay, so let's say the season wrapped in November. In December, someone tells me, I was talking to a friend. I was like, hey, yeah, we should do like a movie about, our group's life or whatever. And they were like, it was a director that Todd and I were speaking. And they was like, somebody's already doing it. And I was like, what you mean somebody's doing it? And so in my mind, I'm thinking it was one of my group members or something. And they was like, yeah, it's a network that's already like, because I took a meeting about directing it. And I was like, what? Now, mind you, just wrapped season 9. The season in like either top of December or November, end of November right there. December, I'm hearing that this movie has been sold to a network. So I come to find out a couple weeks later, I'm trying to find out what is going on, and come to find out it was, in sidebar, his other producing partner, one of the producers that worked for him, who was also at the time I thought was super cool, had called my mom, was like, oh yeah, we want to do a interview you because we're trying to do a documentary about girl groups or something. So we want to ask you questions about, Xscape. My mom was going to do it or whatever, but come to find out, he was the person who had did the deal with TV1 to sell our life story. He was, and my mom and it was going to try to ask my mother questions about us unknowingly to get more information, I guess, for the show. So anyway, I just thought that was the lowest thing that anybody could ever do.
Wait, but how did he have the rights to y'all's story?
He didn't have the rights to our story. What I found out, because of course, I was calling lawyers and everything, and I found out at the time that when you're a public figure, people can do
unauthorized.
They can do unauthorized stories about you. Right. And at the time, we had already done like what's that, behind the music type of thing on TV1 or whatever. Okay. No, TV1. Remember, Unsung. How they Unsung, yeah. So they had certain information that I guess they could base the movie off of. But my thing was, I was like, never once, all them years we have been around each other, he had never once told me that he was trying to do a movie about us, and to be able and to go behind my back and to do that, and that's our life story.
Right.
I was like, I can't fuck with him ever again. Wow. I did not want to. I did reach out to him at first. He didn't answer the phone. because I had just heard it, so I wasn't sure that it was him. So I was calling him and be like, "Yo, like, what is this?" He didn't answer my calls, but then when we had did some things to start like reaching out to the network to try to get the whole situation shut down, then all of a sudden he reaches out to me. And I didn't want to talk after that. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't ever have to talk to you again. And that's just how I feel. I'm like, that is the lowest of the low. Um, our first, what was that? First spinoff was the wedding or one of them. I think our spinoff was the first show that he was executive producer for.
Mm-hmm.
I literally fought for him to be executive producer of my show, to be the lead executive producer.
Right.
So for you to have somebody that you went out for and I always respected him as a producer to do that to me. I was like, I have no respect for him. And so for him to now, every time he turn around, he got something to say about me. I'm like, I just give him no energy. But that right there, my life story, that shit gets me emotional and it pisses me off. So yeah, I don't have nothing for him. Nothing.
I was not
like, how could you do that to somebody?
Yeah,
You're around them every day.
Y'all know each other.
Like,
even if you wanted to do it, be like, be upfront about it. Like, I'm doing
be
this.
Upfront.
What you think?
Yeah. He could have asked, like, if anything, I would have just asked me, like, hey, how do you feel? It's the opportunity or whatever. Like to just do that and not say anything.
Wow.
And I have to hear in the streets.
Wow.
I was like, yo, cut off.
Kandi.
Never again. Do not. So people always think that it's because of the whole Phaedra and portion, and that is not why. I still to this day will say I do not believe he ever told her that. He said he never told her that. The networks, did they questioning or whatever? He never told her that. That is a lie and to the depths of hell. So y'all can stop telling that story. Y'all need to go buy the Bravo book. They explain to you that Carlos did not tell her that. So y'all can stop believing that lie. No, I do not mess with him because of what he tried to do to my group in our life story.
Did y'all share an office? I heard somewhere that y'all
Yes, we did. When he first was, leaving the trying to do his own thing, him and Todd were becoming partners, and his office was in my office building. Not that I try to bring that up or anything, but yeah, like we was cool. Like cool. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you go from having that type of relationship with somebody to stealing their life story? I do not know.
Yeah. Wow.
I never done anything to that man.
Right. But give him storylines for the ratings.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently. And it's just like, golly, it was bad enough that him and Ty was having their disagreements in their business, and some of the things that he did we felt like was foul or whatever. But business is business. Sometimes people fall out in business or whatever. But for him to do that, still a life. This is my life. Like you are literally.
So is that something that you're working on, like a script, like a movie, or like you got it shut down at TV1? I'm assuming.
And we actually had got it picked up somewhere else, but then we ended up not doing it. So either way, child,
we could always do a book like Mary Wilson from the Supremes. Her book was really, really like she spilled all the tea.
Really? I don't know. Right now, me and my group, we still not in the best place. I'm not gonna lie, but I just feel like I'm doing a tell-all book at this point would really just drag it. I personally feel like I have to say that for when I get old, child. But the movie, I'm down. That conversation keeps coming up. People keep still, throwing that towards us, and I'm cool with doing it as long as everybody is gonna be open about their stuff and not just be trying to put my drama in there, my tea, because that's what they like to do, talk about stuff that I dealt with. And I'm like, no, now y'all got some way interesting stuff we can talk about too. Right. So we gonna talk about it all, then we can talk about it, but don't just think you finna just Beep. No, just use me.
Now we all know when Candy throat get to yodeling like a goat, that shit is real and it's about to go down. That's truly, truly sad. There's two sides to every story. I can't wait to see if Carlos is going to address this on an episode of his podcast because he addresses everything else. So I can't wait to hear his side of the story. But if it went down the way that Kandi saying it went down, which we've known Kandi not to be a liar. We know that she goes and gets the facts on pretty much everything. That's really fucked up. That's really truly fucked up, and there's no excuse for it. How could you do something like that to a friend, somebody that you've worked with for many years, that you know and have a relationship with? This industry though is just really grimy, y'all have no idea how grimy the entertainment industry is. It's filled with snakes, people that you think got your back, and the whole time they plotting on you. Like, that's why a lot of people are so adamant about keeping their close family and friends around them, and hell, even sometimes they fuck you over, you know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. That's real trifling. And God don't like ugly. So if it did go down like that, he will reap what he sows. That's pretty much how life works. You can't do wrong to people and then expect it not to come back on you. Now, as far as her and the group Xscape, if you heard, she was like, we still working through some issues. We still not really getting along. Now, you know that they are currently filming their reality show for Bravo with SWV, which I cannot wait. That is going to be explosive. I'm wondering, are the issues still between Kandi and Tasha? I hope not, because I'm so tired of them arguing with one another. Like, can we all just get along, please? But it's going to make for great television. Hopefully there could be some resolve, some kind of therapy, counseling to help these women really truly heal, because I feel like counseling is the only way that they're going to be able to mend fences. Very much like back in the day when Salt-N-Pepa had their reality show. I think it was on VH1. Remember that? And how they weren't getting along at first and they had to go to therapy. Was it with Iyanla? I believe it was with Iyanla. And they went to that cabin in the forest somewhere, and that's what really got them back on track. And ever since then, they've been back rocking with each other ever since, getting to the bag, getting to the money. They got the Vegas show and everything else. I really feel like that's what needs to happen with Xscape. I don't think that just talking amongst themselves is going to help anything. They need an actual therapist or a counselor to come in and really do some deep work with them. But it was a very good interview. I think that you should most definitely go over to House of Aaron and check out the whole entire interview and support his page. He did a really good job interviewing Kandi, and she dropped a lot of tea, honey. She spoke on it. Let's talk down below in the comment section, you guys. Let me know what you think about all this juicy hot tea that was spilled today, okay? Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button, you guys. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.